Welcome to another inspirational episode of the Pincast, where you learn to listen and listen to learn. My name is Ryan Quinn, the founder of Ryan Quinn Fitness, Training and Mindset Coaching. With each episode, we will bring on inspirational people who are striving to make a change in themselves and then inspire you to do the same. And as the old saying goes, keep living, keep strong, and keep our LS. Aboo. Yes, Pincasters, welcome back to another episode of the Pincast. So, guys, I'm not going to script this every time I talk. I am just going to get stuck right in. Our last guest, Harry Pressure, has had an unbelievable reaction, unbelievable support from his Pincast. And, guys, we're going to go straight into the next one. So, today on the hot seat, we have the one and only Dee McColgan. Dee, welcome to the Pincast.
Thanks for having me.
Right, Dee, we're just gonna start off like we do with everybody else. We're gonna go right back into your childhood.
Okay.
We'll not really give away what you actually do right now.
Secret out.
I think if anybody follows me on social media, follows yourself on social media, you know that you're very, very social, which is brilliant. It's called social media.
Yeah.
Right. It's not business media. So, Dee, let's go right back into childhood. Where you're from, how life was, parents, brothers, sisters, cousins, aunties, uncles, whatever you want to share here with us. You know, hit us with it.
Yeah, well, I was raised in a wee village called Ballinagurry outside Strabane, and there's 6 in my family, 1 brother, 4 sisters, and I had a very good upbringing. Yeah, very good upbringing.
Yeah.
We lived in a wee place called Greenlaw Drive, and there was just back in our day, every street had a pile of kids in it. There was just kids everywhere, and footballs and basketballs and cricket, and just running about mad. Just the usual kind of good childhood, you know, all good thing.
So that would have been the late 70s.
I was born in 75, right, so 50 in January. So,
yeah. So
I know I look younger, but I'm 50 in January.
Well, I can remember my earliest childhood memories. I was actually born, obviously, hospital in Marfelt, and then brought back to Arbo for a year, then moved to Moortown, lived at the Battery. So I can remember vague things back in, my mum still does drink a lot of Lucozade, and I remember the Lucozade bottles with the orange wrapping on them, you know.
Yeah.
So I can mind that back in the things I can remember. Christmas, I remember we had a Sinclair C5, and I remember even the Troubles, those, back then. I can remember those things. I can remember them, but I didn't know what was going on. Yeah. So, what was your earliest childhood memories?
It's funny you mentioned Lucozade, because I remember the same thing. Whenever you went to the hospital, it was always a bottle of Lucozade and a packet of grapes, wasn't it? Yeah. Our earliest childhood memories, I just run about the streets in Ballinagurry. I just run about, and I would have went to a school called Clockhorror Primary School.
Yeah.
That was in the way of Derry from Ballinagurry. Then I was there till primary 3, I think. Then I moved on to Strabane, then to Barry Street.
Yeah.
Which was another primary school, an all-boys school. And I was in Strabane school then for a childhood. It was brilliant. It was really, really good. Really caring parents, and looked after us good. And
when we talked to our parents, they'd be they remember walking to school, or you
walk your bare feet,
and slap with a strap at school and stuff like that. We didn't really. Well, to know a teacher now would have been, to me, they would have been maybe dying with drink or something like that. We never remember that. Your kids now are going to remember their iPads and their iPhones and stuff like that whenever they're your age. So our I think was a great time, the 80s and 90s, even the early 2000s to be brought up, and then social media hit. So times have changed. So bring us into your earliest teenage memories.
I was big into basketball. I went to St. Clements High School in Strabane. I think it was the end of first year, maybe the start of second year. Started to play basketball, and we had a coach called Dee McColgan.
Yeah.
And back then, coaches, as you know, you play Gaelic, and coaches got a lot of time back then, and it was unpaid time.
Yeah.
So it's a big shout out to Jim McCluskey here, because he kind of molded a lot of us kids back in a time when you could have went either way. You could have went the kind of troubles way, or you could have just stayed we just stayed in our lane, and we played basketball morning, noon, night and day. Basketball.
Yeah.
And then we got there about 16, then the kind of ladies kind of come in the whole thing. I mean, again, just running about chasing girls anyhow, and still played a lot of basketball. But as I say, the coach Jim McCluskey always brought you back in there and you're late again, you know.
You know, Harry was my last guest, and Harry. Then we didn't. It wasn't a planned podcast to talk about prison. Obviously, you have no experience of prison, no experience of anything like that. So, every podcast not going to be at all. It's going to be at prison. It's going to be this. It's every people that lives can still spiral, the wrong way without going to prison.
Yeah,
but they can spiral that way that you could. They could have ended up in prison.
Yeah.
Have you had any near experiences of you could have gotten serious trouble?
Not really. Hey, listen, like all teenagers, I broke law one day or something like that. There's never nothing that would have made me have to go to prison.
Yeah,
no, definitely not. Hey.
So this is where the point I'm going to get to. It's not all about you can get yourself in a dark place, right? How the risk of going to prison.
Definitely.
So you're now an entrepreneur of multiple businesses. We'll touch on that there as we get towards the end of the podcast. So what is your first experience of work, of making a few quid?
Hey, whenever I was in probably, I think it was about first or second year, I was out doing a milk run.
Yeah.
And you're up at 4 a.m, and you're on the creamery, and like Patrick's rolling up a milk lorry. It's 4:30 a.m, and then you worked up until 8:30, and you were in school, 9.
Yeah.
And you get 20, if you get about between 17 and 21 quid a week. And come a Saturday, you thought you were rich, you know what I mean? I was running about then buying basketball boots and breakdancing laces and all the stuff that our kids couldn't buy because they weren't earning money. But even with my father running about, he was doing meat runs to schools at 5, 6, 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
And I was always out helping him. So I was always doing something, some kind of work,
Yeah.
From a very early age, probably even I would say even primary 7. I was up with my dad, doing things.
So he would have been basically your inspiration.
My dad was a hard worker.
So then that's
never stopped.
I used to get it a lot. Not so much now. I got a lot from when growing up. Your dad. He stuck a silver spoon in your mouth. Your dad this, your dad that. I'm trying to be a wee bit more tame on podcasts, but my answer to that is just because your dad was a useless, don't take it out of me. So your dad wasn't a useless bollocks. He worked. So I see, I do.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people out there, father's done nothing. Yeah. Still become, but there's somebody that watched. Somebody, back in our day, there's no online. Yeah. So you weren't going to see it online. So it was a local farmer or the local bread man or whoever it was that worked. You watched that. So we were fortunate enough that our fathers were grafters, Yeah. So what had you any family businesses or anything you got?
My father was involved in the family business with his 2 brothers, and I started off McColgan's Foods back in Strabane, and all goes back to the 1960s.
Yeah.
And my father worked hard. He worked from when he left school when he was 15. And he worked damn hard. And he retired really young. He retired when he was, I think he was 55. He retired even then. But he died at 60.
So how many years he dead now?
My father's dead, I think 16, 17 years. I think it's 17 years past there.
So you were in your
17 years past there.
You'd have been in your 30s. Early 30s.
Yeah.
That's you're a young lad.
I was tight going. I was tight and what happened. My mum was young too. My mum was only. My mum was 70 coming now, so she was only 53 as well. My dad died at 60. I think my mum was 53, and my dad died.
That impacted your father dying. My father's still living now. He's 65. My father actually retired at 39, maybe 40. Sold his business, his coach business to Chambers, coach hire, and then he retired maybe for 10 to 12 months, and then he was too young. So he's back now, and he's multiple businesses, like
never stops.
Like, and I seen him this morning before I came here.
Yeah.
I was picking somebody up to go and do a bit of labour, and for me, till I joined her, and he was just walking around, and you would swear it's caretaker, walking around, like
brilliant.
Like he's got I have to give him a plug here. Like he's got Quinn's coach there, the brothers got Quinn's Motorsports on the same yard. There's Lockshire Auto, which is PVS manufacturing. There's the Belfast to Dublin Express. Then you have the Crummer Road Prison, or the Goal. You've got Belfast Castle, Pickley Park.
I passed the Quinn Motors. That anything to do?
That's just a family there sells cars down in Argo. Then you have what else? It's just Kirkcudbright there. They've got a bar, the Mermaid, and Airbnb. Then the brothers down there in Portaferry, the Portaferry Hotel, the aquarium. Like, so there's so many businesses there going. This man runs, and he's still up every morning.
What age is he?
He's 65.
Brilliant.
So I've had him
still young,
even whenever I get into the in the prison that time, like I can remember my father was the age I am now. Like he had to go through that.
I was a thing from take on too. Yeah. So like something tough.
That's what I'm getting it back. It's not all of it's not all about my favorite thing, me, here, but
I'm here too.
So we get to the point of that. What was the impact of losing your father? What impact did that have on you?
It hit me hard. It just was numbing. It was really kind of. It happened that quick. And then the hospital with cirrhosis of the liver, and we just thought I'd be getting back out again in a couple of weeks. Yeah, and just deteriorated, and then he was dead. It was like, what the fuck happened there? Just even now I was thinking about it and getting shivers. Like, well, it just happened that quick.
See that? Do you see that sign there? That's your father's in the room. $1,000,000%. Mm-hmm. Anybody ever gets somebody stepped in my grave, that's God's presence in there. That I don't thump the Bible, or I'm not at mass every day, but I know whenever there's a spirit in the room, and that's what it is. So like, that's why you are where you are today. Is that man hasn't left you. He's been here, and like he's in this podcast the other day. So like, we've got to this point of like you're in your early 30s. When did you start your first business? Or involved in business?
Whenever I worked in McColgan's Foods, I was in the factory working. I just didn't like it. I didn't like being stuck inside. I thought there's a big world out here. I'm not seeing it. I was stuck inside on production lines and doing different things, but an opportunity came up where I was able to go out and deliver the food myself for all the supermarkets. So I was running about, back then it was all Super Value and Wellworths, Sainsbury's, all the ones that are all gone now. Mm-hmm. So I would have had a van, a wee kind of cargo van, filled full of pies, sausage rolls, burgers, hot dogs, and I was doing stuff for another company in Derry as well, selling coleslaw and trifles and things like that, So I was up at 3:30, 4 in the morning, went down to the yard, and I left Strabane at maybe 4:45 in the morning. And I would have been sitting in Newry in the Buttercream Centre at 6:45 waiting to get in. They deliver the stuff, Yeah. So I went from Newry, Warrenpoint, Kilkeel, Newcastle, and the Ballynahinch, can't remember exactly now. Lisburn, whatever. And then the Tuesday and Thursday I started off in Cookstown, Super Value Car Park in Cookstown. And I went to Cookstown, Dungannon, Armagh direction, all around that. I've done that for about a year and a half, 2 years. And I made really good money, but when you get a lot of money when you're a mother at that age, I was drinking quite a bit.
Yeah. This is a good point. Like people out there that come to me, right, and they just see my lifestyle and they see what I do and the cars, and I don't think I'm as flash as I used to be, right? Yeah. I was very flash when I had enough to get by. Yeah. But now I've plenty to get by, but I'm not as flashy as I used to be. So you don't see me in too many holidays and stuff like that. So when you give me money, and like exactly what you're saying, people just want the money now. Yeah. But they don't. When they get the money, they can't handle it. Yeah. They actually destroy their life with money. Yeah. So what I teach people now is it's about personally developing themselves. That whenever the money does come, that they don't destroy themselves. Yeah. So that's a good point there that you came to. You were making money, but the money was making you miserable.
It was making me miserable. Don't get me wrong, I had a good time.
Yeah.
I was just running about, as you say, but flash every weekend. I'd buy new clothes and running about in discos and
That was the roadmap to being miserable.
Yeah.
You get to that point of too much drink, you're lethargic, your body shape, your body composition wasn't good. Relationships around with people weren't good. So money was bringing you to that point of.
If you delve into that deeply, I could have not drank and I could have invested it. I could have trained, but back then,
yeah,
you come back. This was 1995.
Yeah,
there was no such things as personal trainers. Back then, and that kind of carry on.
But there was,
but nobody was looking for it.
It wasn't.
You see it on TV, maybe.
There was no awareness.
Exactly.
People weren't being social.
Yeah.
So there's no social media.
Yeah.
People say, I used to say this. In the last 12, 18 months, I've said, if I had a business, wouldn't be in social media. I fucking love social media.
I love it too.
I love it.
As you said, social media, it's a place to be social on. Yeah.
He came down and kept saying to me, here, stop doing this, stop doing that, go there, do that there. Once you do that there, then you can come here. And I kept doing that, getting here and going back there, right? So I was bouncing from God, from that voice, that conscious, that voice inside me saying, Ryan, start doing this here. Go to that person there. Learn, listen to that person and learn to listen then, listen to learn. And then get here and then I'm going to take this way here and we're going to start sharing this. But I was getting to here and going back there, getting to here and going back there. So I was like stopping the drink, stopping the drugs, stopping the party, stopping all that stuff there, then having money, right? Yeah. The next thing, go back there with it all. Instead of start going this way here with it and start to share exactly what you're doing now socially on social media. So there was I had this and I said this in Harry's podcast. That Bob Proctor was there back then. That who else we talk about? Napoleon Hill, he was there. That Tony Robbins, they were all there back then because I've seen them with their big massive suits on them that don't fit them.
I think back then you just seen it on TV and they're all Holly and they're all kind of
you thought that was nuts.
Stadiums and all.
But now that's everywhere.
Yeah.
But there's people, as I said to Harry, teaching that and then around the corner taking a line, drinking, smoking, bagging the next door neighbour when they shouldn't be, and then maybe married or in a relationship, so they're on the porn, they're doing all that stuff that we in our group teach isn't right. It's not what you're meant to do.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Dee had all these problems, he had a few, but some of them he didn't, but Ray, we're going to get to the point of how things started to get out of control for you. All right, where things started to get out of control.
I just as you say, like all this not self-help, but all this kind of I just seen better lives out there and I could be better. And I was just drinking and stuff and I just wasn't happy. I just wasn't happy.
Yeah.
And I was looking and out of different people and different mindset coaches and different guys online. I just knew I wanted to change. Yeah. And my problems were just kind of like I was just drinking on the weekends, and then come on Monday you weren't feeling that good, and then Tuesday or Wednesday you're just all right. Don't get me wrong, I wasn't like suicidal or none like carry on. Like I wasn't like, because the one thing that happened when I come on the social media, I started telling my story when I met up with yourself and stuff, and things started to go good for me. And I started putting my story out there. People were ringing me and saying, Jesus, sir, hey, one day at a time, you'd be grand, you'd be dead on. Don't worry, like, just take it one day at a time and all. And I'm going, fucking dead on. I just wanted to better my life. Yeah. I wasn't like fucking hugging a bottle of vodka on a Tuesday night and I wasn't. Yeah. I was never there. Maybe a few dark thoughts over the years, like, but I was never like something that bad, I just wanted something better for me and my wife and my kids. I just wanted to be a better role model, better person, better husband, better son, better. I just wanted to be better. And I knew in my head that I could do it, but I just needed a bit of help, you know. And that's when I watched, and it's ironic because I came across you watching the podcast on Mark Weir, who I met through bear gambling, the bear runs and stuff, which was a brilliant podcast.
Mark Weir is actually the owner of Art Kings.
Yeah,
who was on a podcast with me. Mark actually messaged me this morning.
I was telling him that was coming on.
But he didn't message me this morning, and he was interested in a Ferrari.
I serious?
That was I.
Go Havers.
No.
Oh, that doesn't.
She's don't get me wrong. I'm going to go and look at it. Like, Mark was talking about this morning. It's just when you mentioned him there now. So like, Mark, since he's been on that podcast, like everybody knew who Art Kings was, but never knew who Mark Weir was.
Yeah.
Now Mark Weir's become social.
Yeah.
And everybody loves watching him. Everybody knows.
And Mark was always a very reserved kind of guy.
He kept himself
in the background. I never.
So like that's why I wanted you on here, because you know I want people to see who people really are. You know, and as I say, you were here, getting to here, you're going to there.
Yep.
You're now starting to go this way here.
Yep.
You've actually got that, as you say, you want to change.
Yeah.
Right? You reached out, you got somebody, and now you're now sharing it. All right? And as you share it, it's going to keep coming back to you.
Yep.
Life's going to keep getting better.
You get it already. Yeah, because...
So, right, so you got the Mark, you seen Mark, and we'll take it from there. What happened after you see Mark's podcast?
Started to watch you on social media. I thought, who's this fucking idiot here in the fucking ways? I said, is this boy for real, or is he just fucking I took a while to kind of work you out, and I was going to stop. I'll still haven't worked you out. But I'm going, no, I just started watching and getting on the ice baths at night time and stuff, all the stuff I was doing, kind of thing. But I was on it 1 week, I was out of it next week, and I had no consistency. As I said, the higher there, no training. I would have trained for 6-7 weeks. Get them to kind of look them around, I'm not too bad looking now. And then you're just away off mad again, drinking and eating and something whenever, you know. So it's just no consistency at all in my life, you know. It was just running from poverty post, and as you say, getting to here and then going back to here again, getting to here and back to here, never going the right side of it. So I just started watching you, and then you started doing the mindset stuff then. And I thought, fuck it, I'll just give you a call, you know. Yeah. And then that call is the first call we had was we talked about for years, I think.
We'll get that part. So like I have to like the viewers, obviously this podcast is about me, right? And it is about you. So like if people's come on and saying, oh, he's talking, I have to talk, and see there's so many things you bring up here that I can touch on that I need to get out there. Like, so how did I start? You said you started the mindset coaching. Yeah. I never was going to do it. I said this in Harry's thing, because of the amount of people that are selling it. They're like, I have people that come on here saying, right, I'm going to change your life. You have to leave your job. You have to leave your 9 to 5. Like I pulled one of the student or our team the other day on, saying 9 to 5 online. I was ripping like, we need the 9 to 5s. 100%. The 9 to 5s are, you need them. Yeah. You know, in your business, when we go on here and talk about it, we need those people.
Oh, the worst options.
I actually seen an entrepreneur last night who sells mindset coaching, and he said, are you sick of your 9 to 5? And I was about right below it, but people do a 9 to 5 for you. Yeah. So like this is where I get really, this triggers me. What a contradiction. So what is it? So everybody that works in your office and does all your stuff for you to get all your clients onboarded and does all your other businesses, do they have to leave you and go and do something else? You know, that's just the throwing the bait out there. They think this leave your 9 to 5 is the thing. I never said that to anybody, to leave their 9 to 5. Never will. I'll just say I will help you change your daily habits, that life gets a lot better for you, that you love your 9 to 5. Yeah. You know, and maybe when you get to 5, you can take a break and then go to 6 to 9. Yeah. People think that my job, you know, my job's not 9 to 5. My job's 9 o'clock to 9 o'clock the next day. Yeah. Never stop. It's 24/7. Yeah. My thing. So, like, you know, you guys contacted me, right? And I'll get back to that one of, you know, you said that you become a main coach. You contacted me And I'll tell you how I got to the stage that you were able to contact me is, and maybe I never told you this, or maybe told me in the group. I was out doing out-round shops, all right? I was actually in one of our meal supplier, Kenny's stores in Markerfelt, but I was up on the one in Kilrea, and Mark was with me, Mark McCracken, and he can tell the story. And I was out trying to get more shops, get some more dough in, and I was driving down the and I didn't think this podcast with Mark Weir was going to be as impactful as it was. Yeah. So I get this girl sent me a Snapchat in England, and she says to me, "I seen your podcast with Mark Weir. Do you do mindset coaching?" And I says, "No, I don't." And she says, "But you should." And I says, I just didn't know what to say. And I goes to Mark, look at that there, and he says, "Ryan, I've told you, go and do it." This was my procrastination. Yeah. You look at the success I have now in such a short period of time. But I was procrastination. Was I good enough to do it? And it says to me, I paid X amount of pounds to do it, and it hasn't worked. And she came with a few points, and I just says, "No wonder it hasn't worked." Mark says to me, "Take her on," you know. So I says, "Jesus, I don't have I hadn't Ryan Proctor in place. I hadn't got this in place. I hadn't got that in place. I had nothing in place." And I just says, "Let's go." So I sent her a price, and it was the introduction price that you paid, which is up now, but yours stays the same because you're there. And I just started it, and that was it. That's how it started for me. And then next thing, I think maybe you were maybe the second or the third person. I think Conor O'Neill was the next one come in. Right. Then there's another one, and at the minute I have a row of people just sitting there with the email that have spoken to me, the email and the payment details, and all you just see is bang, my phone just flicks up, just puts money in your account, and that's how it worked. Right. So then that's where you've come from with me, you know. And we're just trying to show people here that where procrastination can get you. Yeah. Procrastination is it's a punishment for you not getting it. It's your sentence.
It's self-doubt in your head.
It's a sentence you get for not getting success. Yeah. That's it. If you procrastinate and you don't act on it, that's the price you will pay for not being successful. Yeah. And your personal development is so important. Like, people can't just turn around and go, "Right, tomorrow I'm going to start this brand tomorrow," and they've absolutely no personal development. Right? You hadn't. Yeah. You know, yours just went from here to here, and it keeps. Sometimes it keeps down a bit. The ego comes in, and then I just say, "Look, we'll not go there." So we, you know, that's where I got to the point of that I could say yes to you. So, like, take us back to that first call. Take us back to that weekend.
So that weekend, I kind of made a decision in December that I was going to go with somebody for mindset, and so I went off drink all of January and into February, and then my auntie passed away, and I had no intention of drinking. I just went to her funeral, and all the cousins were there, and the crack, and they started drinking again. Next thing, 3 weeks in, I was just drinking quite a bit, you know, and I had all our personal issues in my head that were just kind of weighing me down. And then the whole podcast with you happened with Mark Weir, and I thought, "Geez, I'll keep watching this guy." And then I booked a call with you for the Monday morning. I think it was booking for 9:30 first, and then I changed it to 11:30 or something. But I was out the Saturday, on the Sunday. I thought, "Fuck it, I'm going to go on the drink today one last time before I speak to you." And I had about 5 too many. And then the Monday morning I wasn't feeling great today, and then I went in and done the podcast, or done the Zoom call with you in one of my shops, and as you say, you rubbed an Irish hole into me. I was like, "Fuck." No, there was it was just a crash down there at the game. Yeah. And saying that, and I think you could work with me, and I knew you could work with you. Yeah. And they were just, and since that night we just got on. Hey, we just kind of met in the middle, and you were kind of, even that night I was working in the shop, and you were texting me and saying, "You've got this, or we're going to get you sorted, and you're fucking a star for reaching out." And so it's just that first day I've just started to get a bit of self a bit of self-faith back in myself again, you know, a bit of confidence, you know, because my confidence was fucking on the floor, like.
I think my approach from that day has never changed.
No, not a bit, no.
You know, I haven't like.
There's no back and off.
You know, I don't like this. There's no like, oh, you've got so far. You're paying me here every 3 months.
No, you get a bigger bit in the ball.
You know, it doesn't. Like, other coaches will just say, "Oh, I'm getting the money here." Like you'll never hear me ringing and saying, "Where's the money?" Money. It's not about money with me. The money comes easy. It's genuinely about you're my advertisement. Like you know, you're one of my best mates now. So like, and when you ring me, like, you know, your son came on board.
Yeah.
You know, and you can give us a bit of a like. He's just completely changed his complete appearance. Like.
Well, I think it's changed because I've changed. Yeah. You know, because
if I see, I do.
100%. I you know, probably they were kind of sure. Most weekends, if I went to Donegal or if I went wherever, you're just straight to the pub.
Yeah.
And the kids will just run about and do what they want to do themselves, you know. Or I should have been out with them playing golf. I should have been away mountain biking with them.
So like
I should have been. So they were just let do what they wanted to do. Kath.
But I've said this here so many times. If your kids at school and they're fat, it's most important. It's the parents' fault. Like you say, if you're down there and you were going to the pub, obviously the kids were really well looked after. It was like, here, there's a tenner, go to shop.
I'll give my boy some tenors.
You know, so like, where was he going? He was going there to destroy it. I know, he's going to put weight on. So like, Billy dropped 13, 14 kg.
That was mad.
Very, very quickly.
Very quickly.
He's now playing golf.
Yeah.
You know, and doing really, really well.
Flying. Absolutely flying.
There's parents on there that watch the likes of me, watch the likes of you, watch the likes of Harry and different ones like that, and they're jealous.
Yeah.
And they're sitting there and they don't know it, but they're talking out loud in the house.
Yeah.
And these young boys hear this. And that, you know, you didn't cut any of these people. They cut themselves. So they shouldn't start bleeding onto kids below them. Yeah. The kids go into school and start then bullying other kids because their dad or their mum or someone's doing really well. It's like whenever I was younger saying, his dad, like even somebody recent there said that my old boy cleared all my debts. I don't have any. Right. You know what I mean? I don't have, like the ordinary man on the street, I don't know a penny to. Yeah. But I hear this back, it didn't annoy me.
Wow.
It didn't annoy me. And then people say, his dad stuck a silver spoon out. My old boy stuck a golden spoon out to me. Yeah. But I had to stretch my neck and eat off it. Yeah. In the same way as your dad had you out working and stuff like that, he made me get up and work. He made me get up out of bed. I never was able to do all that stuff. Only he made me do that. Where other, you know, fathers there that they're just getting up and going to the pub. The kids are just let out to school and stuff like that. And that's the parents' fault. The kids end up the way. And some kids don't go that way. Some kids watch other people. Yeah. All watching me. I'm now, and you'll now have become, and I've become, we've become that role model for the younger us. Yeah. And we're now become the role model for what age were you when you started this? 48? 47? Started this with me?
49.
Right. 49. So you're 49. You've now become the role model for the 49-year-old you. Yeah. You don't want someone at your age to think, it's too late. I can't change. You know? Yeah. There's no change without change.
No, that's it. Yeah.
So, right. So we got to that point of you got it locked in with me. So what has been the change, you know, from you started doing this with me? It's not a program. It's not a course. It's a new life.
It's just the whole mindset thing. You're just thinking completely differently than the way I used to think. It's just life's short. It's very, very short. And the one quote I always come back to is that every man has two lives. Yeah. Or every man has only. Every man has two lives, and the second one begins when he realizes he only has one. Yeah. You know what? Just hit home me. I was going, if I'm unhappy, why the fuck am I unhappy? Yeah. You know, you have one go at this, and there's no point in being unhappy. So the things that are making you unhappy, fix them, and move on. You'll be happy.
But it's very hard to fix them on your own.
It is hard on your own. And people always say, sure, how much are you paying that boy? I'm paying him X, fuck, sick. Do it on your fucking own. I says, maybe some people can. Yeah. Some people can't.
Very little.
But I'm going, listen, 95% will fail. Yeah. You know, so I have 5% that reach out maybe and invest. People, as you say, people invest in cars, people invest in clothes, drink, drugs, holidays, but no one really invests in themselves. Yeah. So that's what I did. I reached out and invested in myself. Yeah. And I've got that back 100-fold already. Do you know what I mean? I really, really have, like. And I just and just been totally dialed in all the time.
Yeah.
You know, no hangovers. Not I never had a problem. I drank, but not the point where it was that consumed my whole life.
Yeah.
That's got the point where I got in the way of keeping on track.
Yeah.
So now I'm just dialed in all the fucking time. I never miss a beat. Yeah. Since that first day we met, I've been in cold water every day.
Yeah.
And that's what
just to touch on this case, like Dee's not an alcoholic, you know.
Yeah.
Dee just had connection issues.
Yeah.
Right. Friday to
I've never really drank on Friday. Never
Saturday, Sunday. You were connected to alcohol.
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
Which left your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you were chasing your tail. Right. So now you just every day you're connected to cold water therapy, the gym, the wake up time, the nutrition, the selfies in the mirror, the dancing in the gym.
I need a bigger storage capacity in my phone.
Like all these things, like the Zoom calls, you're connected to the kids, to like you, like even though you put so much into yourself, right, is what you put into those kids and Rosemary, right. So like Rosemary's part of the team, Billy's part of the team, so like everybody has bought into this,
100%. Yeah.
And like it's up to yourself what you want to tell, like what the wins are, Obviously we're going to go in now to the big one of business, and where that's went to. But like we'll just finish off with like family, like in your own house and even family members out around it. What have been the wins there?
Family life for me, from my wife and my kids' point of view, is 100 times better.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. There's no hassle or bother or fights or anything anymore.
Yeah.
There's odd fight, but there's odd thing goes on, like, but from where I just wasn't present.
Yeah, the fights in the house is boundaries.
That's it. There's
boundaries there.
Yeah.
Like you have your boundaries.
Yeah.
And they're fantastic boundaries.
Yeah.
Right? So like you expect that from your son.
Yeah.
You expect that from your wife.
Yeah.
And they're gonna expect the exact same from you.
Yeah.
So like the thing about it is this boundaries, there'll be an odd quarrel over boundaries.
Yeah.
And I have that there in my life as well. Like, so it's not as if you're fighting over, relationship problems or alcohol problems or, drug problems or what food you're eating problems. So yeah, it's just boundaries. You've set boundaries now. You want everybody to have that life you have.
Here, I've done more with my kids now in this past 5 months than I have this past 5 years.
Yeah.
Like
name those things. I've seen them.
Mountain biking, golfing, and getting them into different things, just spending time with them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because before you're lying down on a Saturday, not a Saturday, you were out on Saturday night, you're lying down.
Yeah.
On a Sunday, you were there, but you weren't there.
Yeah, you weren't.
You know what I mean? No, you weren't present at all.
Yeah.
And
that was shown, especially on Billy. There's another lad, I haven't really met him, but like Billy was
Jimmy.
Billy's just a completely different looking lad. Like,
unbelievable.
It's body transformation.
It's mad, isn't it?
But he had people think, Mike's kid's too young to do that. Like the difference in that lad, his body transformation is mind blowing. Like 13, 14 kg.
See when he's flipping. Oh, he's 15 now. When he's 17, he's going to be on some neck.
Yeah.
And Jimmy, the wee boy, he just runs about the he's natural. He kind of.
But he's now seeing you doing it and Billy doing it. He's not really going to have that issue now,
I took Jimmy mountain biking to, where was it? Colooney, up in Sligo.
Yeah.
On Sunday morning there. I was up and away on Sunday morning at 8 o'clock. Sitting in Sligo at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Done a whole mountain biking trail with my son, and they would come down blacks behind me. Mad dog stuff, like, loving it.
Right, we're going to go to the point now of, we're going to touch on this one and then we're going to go into some questions. I get questions here from basically viewers that want to, and people that are on the fence of doing what you're doing with me.
Yeah.
Obviously these are testimonial podcasts, and plus, it's to get eyeballs on you as well, because you're a businessman. So, right, we have a crest here on this T-shirt here. What does this represent, and what is the story?
Subway sandwiches.
Yeah.
Started off in the Subway franchise world. It was 2006. My friend and my business partner, he had a building in Strabane.
Mm-hmm.
And Subway came to Strabane at the time we were just expanding massively in Northern Ireland, and he had a unit, and they looked at his unit and thought that perfect spot for a Subway. So he rang me at the time, and I was doing that at the time. I was kind of in between different things. He said, "Do you fancy putting a Subway in here? We'll go half or something." I said, "I'll give it a go." No, I think that was on a Monday, I think. And then I was in the plane to America on the Friday, doing my Subway training in a place called Milford in Connecticut, just outside New York. And then I think that was about September time, 2006. And then we opened up that Subway in Strabane. I think it was about November, December time the same year. And then we opened another 2 in 1 year. We were the first franchisees to open 3 Subways in the 1 year, the first year, you know. Oh, we're flying. We went from Subway Strabane, went to Subway Balbuffet, Subway in Donegal Town. Subway in Donegal Town. We thought that, but just same as Strabane, 4 or 5 staff. Jesus, at the end of the first week, I think we made 20 staff in the place. It was that busy.
Yeah.
Because all the tourists come in from Scotland and America and they Donegal Town. Busloads. Just seen Subway. Boom, boom. Yeah. That was mental.
Subway is where's it originally?
America. It's an American franchise, eh?
Right. And is there an owner, or is there?
It started off with a guy called Fred DeLuca, but he died a few years ago.
Yeah.
So he did. I mean, now he died, and like his sister and family members took it over, and it was just never the same. But it was sold recently there.
Yeah.
In our big company, so it's under the ownership now.
Mm-hmm.
So it is, and it's a good job. Hey? So it's a brilliant franchise, but like anything, it has to be run properly. You have to train your staff properly. You have to do the right locations. You have to keep your costs down. There's just so many people just think you buy these Subways and they run themselves. They don't. There's a lot of workers on them. But like yourself, 24/7.
So
you know,
the business partner, is that a childhood friend, or is it a?
With my friends.
I don't really. We're not going to mention his names on here.
No,
you can't mention them.
100%. No. We've been friends since I was about probably 17. 33 years.
Yeah.
And we've been business partners for close to 2006.
Yeah.
So it's 18 years. You know.
And is he a Strabane man?
Strabane man, yeah. Very successful man.
Right, so he's other
all part of our business as well. Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, no, it's good lad. No, it just came the time now. It's just we're together 20 years, just time to move on.
Yeah.
You know, but there's no fallout, nothing to get us all pretty amicable, and everything's good.
Right.
So we'll be splitting up now very soon, like, you know. So
you've been business partners, and
we've been business partners for nearly 18 years. Yeah.
I was like, at the end of the day, you know, obviously I don't need to know stuff like this, but like have you found, you know, the personal development has helped you?
Oh, 100%.
You know,
yeah. I never really came from although I was always working on my life hard. I never really came from a real how do you run a business background, if you know what I mean. And my business partner he knows business inside out. So he was kind of looking after the whole business side of things, and I was running about all the shops. Yes. And then I just got the point where I thought, no, I want to go out my own. But I've never really had the balls to do it. I've never really had the confidence in myself to do it. And then once I joined by yourself, I started getting the mind right. I started getting the daily non-negotiables started kicking in, and just my confidence just grew. My confidence grew, and then an opportunity came up.
Yeah, what was that opportunity?
Another guy I know in the Subway world was selling the Subway stores.
Yeah,
I love mention his name on here because he's a very private kind of guy, but he was selling the stores.
How many?
6 Subway stores.
Right.
All done around Belfast, and I made him an offer, and I accepted.
So how many shops have you got now?
I will have 6 Subways on my own in Belfast, and I think I bought 5 new ones.
Yeah.
I've got one existing one with my business partner.
Yeah.
And we own one together in Strabane. He's keeping Strabane, I'm keeping the one in Belfast.
Right.
So I'll have 6 Subways in the Belfast area.
Right.
Yeah.
So before you started with me, was that ever a thought in your head?
It was always a thought in my head, but never had the confidence to do it.
But it was a thought to take 5 on? Or did that just happen when you started to get your eyes open and your mind open better?
I got my mind open better, and I just said,
because whenever I met you, you never mentioned to me that you're taking over 5 Subways.
It never happened until a few weeks after that.
Aye, so it emerged out of you becoming, you know, I better say.
I knew the guy was selling the shops. I knew for about a year he was trying to sell them. Yeah. But I never had the confidence to go for it. I just thought, no, sure, I couldn't do that. you know, because I always thought that I needed somebody beside me for the business background.
Yes.
You know, but then, whenever I kind of got myself kind of lined up and with yourself,
Yeah.
and then the mindset thing kicked in, and the fitness kicked in, and the confidence kicked in.
But
you got good going on the group calls.
Just when like I'll talk to the viewers here. Like I'm not a business coach. All right. Yes, I can help people build a business online. You know, get eyeballs on them and stuff like that. I have a blueprint for doing that. But I'm not like, I didn't come here and say this right here. Dee, I'm going to you tomorrow. We're going to have a meeting in Subway.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have a clue. That's not. So I don't want to be taking any applaud for that. The only thing that I did was I reset your mind.
Yeah.
All right, that you had the confidence. So exactly what I said earlier on, the procrastination.
Yeah.
The procrastination will the cost of your success is procrastination.
Yeah.
So you'd have kept procrastinating and living the way you're living your life. This was never going to happen. Yeah. So like, let's be real. Like there maybe wasn't the price of 6 Subway sandwiches. You know, whenever you started out. You know, inside your head, you hadn't got that in your head.
I myself held back to the point where I was tied to a chair. I couldn't.
Just I couldn't.
Wanted to break free, but I couldn't.
You know, people have this financial fear of I couldn't afford 6 Subway sandwiches. Never mind buy 6 Subway, you know, franchises, and you went for it, and it's working, and it's a profitable business already. Yeah. You know, you're getting a few quid. You know, but there's all of that comes a lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure.
You know.
Well, hey, listen, since I stopped drinking and got myself in shape, my mind in shape and my body in shape, the things that are happening every day, I might have 50 messages when I go up in the morning, but they're dealt with. When they're there's no, before I would have been flipping, oh, Jesus Christ, I don't want to ring that person.
But it's not even that you were putting Saturday and Sunday drinking before, you know, everything else, and then you were lost in 2 days. Yeah. You know, and then that 2 days then led into another 2 days the next weekend, and another 2 days. Sure, maybe end up within a month you could be 3 days behind, 4 days behind, and that's a lot of stuff. But now you're on it all every time. So, Dee, is there anything else that you want to with the business Subway? Like what's the next? What's like you've 6 now? What's the next?
I'll just keep going, see what happens. Hey, you know, I have a lot of work to do in these 6 at the minute. They all need refitted, and the pile of money spent on them, and they all need refitted. So it's a big investment.
And how are you with the Subway, the guys at the top?
Oh, they're great. Really, really good. There's a new team. There's a new management team in place now. They are great to work with. Absolutely amazing to work with. There's a level playing field. There's no hidden agenda. There's a really good team, and they're here to help you every day. It's looking brilliant. Like
on your social media, you'll see there you in Subway, and you're like saying to me at times like, how can I like put Subway? How can I put that with my kind of lifestyle? Like if I go into Subway, you stand at the wee window, right, and you see all the breads. Yeah. You see all the calories. Yeah. So like already there's a bread there, 279. Yeah. There's 279 calories, right? What can I put? Oh, there's protein, chicken, right? Put some bacon in there. Yeah. Right. So you can make your own sandwich. Yeah. So like you actually can live a non-negotiable lifestyle. Like your coffee's there. Yeah. You've got your calorie-free drinks. Yeah. Right, and you also have your foot long, what do you call them?
So they can be as healthy and healthy as
so like if somebody wants to get in there and have a cheat meal, as they call it, right, they can get a cheat meal in there. So it really, Subway to me is excellent for fat loss.
Brilliant.
And rewarding yourself at the end of the week for
every day I eat a turkey and ham sandwich, double meat, and it's like
you're making me hungry here.
Double meat, turkey and ham, all the salads, lettuce, tomatoes, peppers, pickles, and a bit of sauce. Yeah. Not really take cheese because you don't really need it, And it's some feed for it, and it's about 420 calories. Yeah. That's the sandwich, the one size, like. Yeah.
And like, I asked Jay, she's like, can we use this to social media? And she's like, I'm going to talk to the team to see the guys at the top. They have no problem. No. I think they're excited to
they're all excited because they're all on. They kind of like.
But they're excited to hear this podcast.
I think they are. Yeah, they are. So we'll see what happens here.
No, but again, like you have come across here brilliant. You've done like you're one of the top guys in our team. Like, you're always willing to share your wins, share your losses. You're always there to take your kick in the hole as well. But like, I like the minute I lay off you, and you're one of the top guys in the team. I'm a hypocrite, like, I can't come. I'm not going. I'll not kiss you, I'll I'll slap you with the truth. You know, that's the only way that I
slap side.
You know, it's the only way that I'm going to see 10 Subway franchises, 15 Subways. I would give you a number of 75. Is it? Jared's give you a number of 75 branches.
Across around them,
But that's a wee bit of a joke between us all. But what I want to hear now is, Dee, I have questions here, right? And from just people that are wary of taking on I've taken on what you've taken on with me, all right? So like, I asked Harry a few questions, you know, from the last podcast. So I'm gonna ask you a few questions here as well. Some of them maybe be repeated. So, how supportive have you felt inside? I'm not gonna say a program because you don't like saying program. You're not a robot, but inside this new life. How supportive have you felt?
Brilliant. That's amazing. Like, you know, like if I ring you or if I text you, I probably text you. I text you on Instagram, I text you on Facebook, I text you on WhatsApp, I text you on Media app, I text you on smoke signals.
I'll say this here. See the richest businessmen.
Yeah.
They answer their phone the quickest.
Yeah.
You know, there's times I don't get you that quick because you're not many different inboxes, but I don't come on and give off about it.
No.
I will answer my people back as fast as I can. Not 9 times out of 10 if it's trainer race, or I watch it 3 times. You know yourself. I don't sit here going, "Oh, there's Dee going," or I don't sit like that. But you know, the richest businessmen answer their phone the quickest.
Yeah,
like that's one thing I've learned. You know, through especially the last 12 months. So like, you know, you do feel like anybody that's sitting on the fence here on it, you know, they will get the support.
Yeah,
you know, does my attitude change? You know,
you get a bit cross sometimes, but
I get passionate. I get passionate. Like I was on a call. I was on a new call with a girl the other day, and she started to cry. She goes, "You're shooting on me." And I says, "I'm not." I says, "I'm fucking passionate." I says, "You're sitting there telling me that you know nutrition and you know training, but I says, but you're overweight, so you don't know it. You're sitting on this call here crying." You know,
people come out expecting a hug, but they'll get a hug, but they get a wee kick first.
No,
you know,
it's passion. You know, and there's some people just can't take it because they're not ready. You're not ready. You know, they're not ready. You know, it's like I was. You know, I went into a shop there recently, and I told this on my story, and I just seen this person that I would have, you know, admired them growing up. They're older than me, and I could see their head. Their head was like a big red thermometer. You know, and I just knew I could see drink alcohol like up on a Tuesday morning. I could see it. And actually, as closer I got, I could smell the alcohol. But like, you know, you wear a brand on your chest here called Subway, right? That's massive, right? You know, they do everything to perfection.
Yeah. Like
you talk on the shop for it, but you're named Dee McColgan. You're a brand now. Like. You see the Rolexes and you see the Louis Vuittons and you see the Gucci's. Like whenever you buy that, you look after that. So what the fuck's wrong with people? Their body has a brand on it. Their name, their mummies, their daddies give them a name. So they just go out and abuse themselves with alcohol, with drugs, with partying, with food. You know, what the mindset comes with the physical training, right? The physical approach, you know, comes hand in hand with the mindset. Both of them have to be trained together.
Yeah.
You know, and this is why I come on so passionate. I want everybody to be better than me.
Yeah.
What did somebody say to me the other day? Was it you or who was it? Says to me, what if I, you know, somebody says, what if I get more veins than you? I said, I'll celebrate it. I'll celebrate it. You know, as I say, if it's not veiny, it's fat.
Yeah.
You know, I'll celebrate that. And you know, I celebrate. If you tell me that you did better than me, I will celebrate. I'm not going, oh, no, you didn't. You know, but I will, you know, my attitude doesn't change.
Yep.
You've asked me about things in the past. You know the answer before you even ask. But I think you're trying to see, is there a wee bit of give in him here? There's none. There's none. Because if I think it's not going to benefit you, it's not happening.
You're 100% right.
So like, so you felt supported. You know, when you started, you know, what were your main goals?
I think I have 5. Remember, I have five goals written down. I think I've achieved all of them in the first 3 months. One of them was to get my wife retired.
Yeah.
Because she's worked her arse off for 33 years hairdressing, and that's happening now on Friday, Saturday's her last day. So that was massive for me to get Rosemary, because hey, listen, she's the reason why I'm here today. Because if she hadn't been there, God knows where I'd be today.
Yeah.
You know, she's the glue that holds the whole thing together.
Yeah.
Strong woman, and absolutely she deserves a word, like, and hopefully now I can give it there. And
hopefully you'll use the word.
She's getting it. You know what I mean? So definitely. And another one to make my kids happier. Sure, they're both passionate their skin now.
Yeah.
It can be wee shade sometimes, but what kid can't, you know? Other thing was just to expand, to go out in business on my own. No disrespect to my business partner, I just wanted to go out on my own.
Yeah.
Life's too short, and that's happened. And it was over. Just earn more money, and that's going to happen. You know, so no, listen, hey,
and we're trying to get the physical appearance, like
physical. I was sorry that too. Yeah,
we're trying to get that.
I put too many things in. You know,
I think it's the first time I've seen you wear the top. Right, we're going to finish off with one more question, Dee. If you could sum up your results in a few words, what would they be? And if there's anybody sitting on the fence to come on board our team, what would you say to them?
Hey, don't think about it. Just do it. You know, people are right. There might be a wee bit of money and people can't afford it, but you know.
But can they afford not to afford it?
Well, there's that too. It all depends what they want to do. You know what I mean? But people, if you want to change, you have a few pound about you and you want to do it, do it. There's nothing. And if you haven't got the money, there's people on the group already sure have saved up. And come on, and they've got the money back 10 times.
The Gavin story, but Gavin getting
amazing, like.
Gavin getting the lead of the money of the credit union, and I didn't even know it.
I know.
And the way he looked at it is, he says, I've got money to invest in cars, I've had money to invest in. You're not getting a benefit out of that.
That's it, yeah.
You know, if you invest in yourself, then you never have to get a loan of money again.
That's 100%.
You know?
Yeah.
So, look, Dee, anything you want to share with us before we go off here, or anything you want to say?
If anybody's in the same position I was in and just procrastinating and just wants to make a better life for themselves and they're just afraid they can't take the first step, don't be afraid. Just reach out and just go for it, because my life is 100 times better than it was on the 20th of March. You know, night and day.
Dee, good to have you on, lad.
Cheers.
It's an absolute pleasure. And guys, you know, there's another podcast, Pincast, and guys, there's going to be many more. We are going to get some. Not saying that Dee isn't a big name. We're going to get some massive influencers on here as well. If anyone out there wants to come on the Pincast with me, believe me, guys, there's a lot of eyeballs are going to be on you. Just drop us a message. Myself and Ryan will get in contact with you and get a date put in place for you. And guys, you know the crack. Keep living, keep strong, keep our LS. Boy.